Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, from what I see, I like it.
Yeah, it came out real nice. Thank you.
Good, man. Well, we'll jump right into things. Tell me, how has y'all's really 3 weeks been?
Dickie J.
Off and on. I've been doing a lot of calling and that and starting to shake the bushes and people are starting to come out.
Okay.
So that's good. Things have closed and now it's, you got to keep that deal going. So.
All right, good. How about you, Doug?
I've had 3, 4 really solid weeks of selling. It's been good. I haven't done honestly anything else because I've had my mom in and out of the hospital for the last month and a half. So
how is she?
She's better now, but
good.
Not an easy gig.
Do I now?
She's better than she was.
Okay. Good.
Just got her out of the hospital Saturday. So.
Okay. Well, okay. Y'all got me some information. I was looking at past sales and stuff like that I asked for. So I could see, like I said, even with kind of the dip, I mean, y'all have gone through a lot, both remodeling houses. I know, Doug, you've had some, some hospital stuff yourself and then with your mom and everything, but y'all have had a decent year compared to everything that's happened. So that's good. I mean, for other folks that it wouldn't have gone that way. So that's incredible. But what we need to do now is we need to jump on it because especially you see 4 good weeks and you got closings going, you got some momentum going, you're ahead of the game, which, so let's jump right on it. What I want to do, I'm going to start doing right now. I'm recording this right now. So as soon as we hang up after each meeting, you're going to get a link, okay, to this call. It's going to be unlisted. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be unlisted. The only people that can view this has a link, and that would only be me, you, and Richard, okay? So that way, if you want to go back through and see what we talked about, run through a couple of the things to try to make sure everything's getting lined up, you'll have this video in place, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So starting off, let's start with time blocking right now, okay? That's going to be essential. And a schedule, okay? I'm going to send you an email. I have kind of a pre-printed email up, excuse me, to help agents kind of see how they need to schedule their day. Okay. There's really 4 main things that you need to do every day. Okay. I think we probably talked about this a long time ago, but I'm going to refresh it and bring it back up. Okay.
Yeah.
First thing every day is prospecting, especially right now when you're having solid weeks and deals are coming. It's easy to get caught up in the, really the excitement of it. You're flying by the seat of your pants, you're showing houses, you're doing deals, but you're not prospecting. So if we're not staggering, next month after everything's under contract and it starts closing, you're starting your business from scratch. So every day, I like to do mine at the beginning of the day. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I do it at the beginning of every day. Just like we started this at 9 o'clock my time, I've been going since 7 on my prospecting because I knew I had to get it out of the way before I started my coaching calls. So every day, at least 1 hour, it's going to be any type of prospecting that you can do. Like right now with these, with the deals that you have under contract, it's a perfect time to constantly be updating your clients on what's happening, but also asking for new business in a way that doesn't seem like you're asking for new business. Okay. Buyers, a lot of times something I say to my buyers is, I can't believe the interest rate we got on this, the deal we got on this. There's some great things. Do you know anybody else that is looking to buy? Because right now it just seems like the market that's what needs to happen right now. If you have the availability to buy, if you have the option to buy, you need to do it. Do you know anybody else? And that puts a trigger in their mind that as they're working, as they're doing anything, as they're moving out, if they're talking to a neighbor that's thinking about, if they're renting and they're talking to their neighbor about buying their new house and the neighbor says, oh, I've been thinking about buying, that's going to trigger in their mind. You should call Doug. You should call Richard. So that's conversations that I would put into their head every single day. That's not necessarily prospecting that you do in the morning, but it's just something to think about when you're going back. Is this the perfect time to start back in January too? Any deals that you had in January, February, March, April, or really December, November, and start making calls in the morning. Hey guys, it's our 1-year anniversary. I bet you thought I forgot. Something cheesy, something funny, but something that gets them, remind them, ask them about their house, ask what they've done to it. You know what I'm saying? And then end it with asking for business. Okay.
How do you do it in the morning, Ryan, when everyone's working? What do you do then?
What kind of phone do you have?
I have a Droid.
Perfect. How about you, Richard?
iPhone.
iPhone. Anyway, you can still do it on an iPhone. So, all right. So this is what I do, Doug. I'll start with you. I make my call in the morning. Chances are they probably aren't going to pick up, right? 8:30, 9 o'clock. People own a house, they're at work, right? Paying for that house. Okay. I do a call, and then what I do is I type out a text message. And we haven't texted in a second, Doug, but I used to do this a lot with you. And you wouldn't even know, but it's because I do a lot of my prospecting in the morning, and then I have an insane 4-year-old. So by the time I get to bed, it's like 9, 10 o'clock. I pour myself a beer, and I start doing my prospecting at night, 10, 11, 12, sometimes 1 in the morning. I'm a night owl. And so I make my call in the morning. I always wait till at least 8:30, 9 o'clock because that's respectful. They don't pick up. I type out a text message. John, hey, it's Ryan. Hey, buddy, give me a call when you get a second. Called you a little bit earlier today. You're probably at work, but give me a call when you get a chance, okay? Now, what I do is when I send that text, I time that text to go out at
I remember you saying
5
that.
o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock p.m. I schedule it. It goes out at 5 o'clock p.m. Now, what happens is when that text goes out at 5 o'clock p.m., that's going to remind me at the end of the day, because once I'm done calling John, my mind's off John. I'm not even thinking about John anymore. I'm thinking about Susan now. Okay. So, and I have so much going on. There's no way I'm ever going to remember to call John. But if I schedule at 5 and he's getting off work and he gets that text at 5 o'clock, chances are he's either going to text or call me back. And then then I do my follow up. Okay. Now at night, if I couldn't do my call, if I couldn't do it in the morning for some reason, at night, I do all that at night. Hey, John, hope you're doing well. Give me a call today when you get a second. And I schedule it to go out at 9 in the morning. I'll do that at 1 o'clock, scheduled to go out at 9. Richard, you can do that too. There's a program on there. I'll find that program. I had to work with a student before that had an iPhone, and there's a program through iPhone in the store that you can actually get to do the exact same thing. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll email that to you personally there, and that way you can.
All right.
Yeah, that's why you get past the Apple Nazis.
Okay.
So that's what I do right away. So first off, this is the perfect time. We're in the holiday season. Okay, there's a reason to call out and tell people you're thankful for their business. We're in November. Happy anniversary. Even if it's in October, you can call back and do your October sales from last year. So happy anniversary, and then we're going into December. So that's calls you can make every single morning. If you're into expireds, which some agents are, some agents aren't. Me personally, I still do expireds, and I get a lot of business off of expireds. I do that in the morning as well. I do a quick look on the market. The difference is in what I do and other people is I pick my price range. I'm not desperate. I don't go through and pull every expired and send out 30 letters, which is nothing wrong with that either if you're trying to pick up that market. But I go through and I do my expireds, and then I make sure that those letters go out every morning. At least 4 or 5 letters every morning to between that. Being that my average price range in my area is 165, I usually do my expireds in between 300 and 500, so it's above the average there, and it's and kind of a price range that I want to be in. You see what I'm saying?
Can you send us an email example of that letter that you send out for the expireds?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I got
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I'm also going to send you our challenge. You remember before we were doing the weekly challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a new one. It's the last quarter challenge. Okay. And so that's going to go out. Okay. So those are 2 very easy, non-cost, I'm talking shoestring budget deals because they don't cost you anything, right?
Yeah, right.
Facebook advertisements is the next thing I do. And if I'm looking for quick business to end my quarter, I'm going to go out with USDA ads. And I'm sure y'all still have rural areas out there that are USDA, correct?
Absolutely.
Those are a dime a dozen, man. Like I pick up so many buyers off of USDA ads. It's simple. Go in, say, hey guys, if you have a listing that's in our office that somebody would let you use, or if y'all have one personally that is in a USDA area that is a higher price list, I won't say higher price, but let's just say between that 175 to 200 range, you can still purchase that in a USDA financing. Because I think in my area, like for example, you can't make more than 75,000 a year. Well, if you're making 60,000 a year, you can buy, you don't have debt, you can still buy in that price range, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go out and say, hey guys, beautiful home. It's got to have a niche to it. 2-car garage or 4 bedrooms or a basement, whatever the niche is, half-acre lot, acre lot, whatever excites people. Best part, ask me how you can get into this house with no down payment. Okay. And that intrigues people. Also say, and find out, people PMI, a lot of people private mortgage insurance. You put something in there, and then also ask about this program that gives a minimal private mortgage insurance, unlike FHA. You know, there we go. So private mortgage insurance is a buzzword. People are growing up. They're like, oh, I don't want to pay that PMI. You know, that's what their parents have always told them, or that's what their friends have always told them. Somebody, you know, so you want to hit buzzwords: no down payment, low PMI. Okay, get that out there. You're going to pick up a lot of buyers off that, and then you start turning those buyers. Okay. Second portion of the day. So there's our prospecting time. Second portion of the day is lead follow-up. So anything that you have, any calls that you have, any Facebook messages you have, you start following up on those things. If somebody likes your post, Doug or Richard, if you put that USD out there and somebody likes it or shares it, you message them. Thanks so much for liking my post, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate it. It's a great program. Have you ever thought, do you own a home? Or you ever thought about buying, blah, blah, blah. Every single like is a cold lead. Okay, people don't see it like that. They're like, good, I got, 70 some likes and I only got, one comment. This was a shitty ad. No, it wasn't. You got 70 some likes. Now you have 70 some people to talk to because there's a reason to talk to them. If you just found them on Facebook and sent them a message, they think you were a spammer, right? They think that, well, he's trying to hack my Facebook. But if they liked your thing, you gave them a reason to open up to speak to them. So that's 70 some people that you can literally copy a message and just paste it and send it out to these folks.
Right on.
Okay. And then you're on with your day. Boom, done. Back on to the next thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Third portion of the day is going to be emails. So right now, up until 10, 11 o'clock, you haven't checked your emails. Okay. Unless it's coming from me, but you haven't checked your emails. Okay. Until 10, 11 o'clock. Okay. You go through, then you start doing your follow-up. You start making sure that your contracts are in order, making sure that closings are set up. And we're going to get all this done before lunch. Okay.
Okay.
Then you hit the road. Hopefully you're showing houses at that point. If you're not showing houses, if you don't have something to do, if you got done with all your closing stuff, which should be done by now, back to prospecting. Every single day we're prospect, because that's how we are building it up and then staggering it out, making sure that we have deals constantly. Okay. And then also part of that at the end of the day is more, I do prospecting in the morning. I do farming at night. So, end of the day, like we were talking about, I don't know if we discussed the welcome home letters to send out.
I don't remember.
No.
Like the wedding invitation type letters?
Possibly.
I don't remember, honestly.
No worries. So we have our closing coming up. You have a nice property in a nice neighborhood. Let's say it's a couple $100,000 property in a nice neighborhood, and you just sold it. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out to 10, 20 neighbors and say, hey guys, 10, 20 neighbors are going to send out a welcome home card. Okay. It's going to say, what's going to happen is when they open it up, they're going to have a postcard on the inside that says welcome home. And it's going to be already stamped and addressed to the house that you sold.
Oh, we did talk about this.
Yeah. Talked about.
Yeah.
So, exactly. It says addressed and stamped to the house you sold, and then there's going to be a letter in there explaining how it works, and then also asking them if they want an updated market analysis on their house as well. But pretty much the letter's just going to say, I want to make it as easy as possible for you to meet your new neighbors. All you have to do is write a quick note on this card. It's already posted. Just toss it in the mail. At the same time, if you've ever thought about buying, if you've ever thought about selling your home and like an updated market analysis, or if you just want to know what it's worth in today's market, reach out to me. I'm doing it as a courtesy for the neighborhood. Okay, that's going to be your end of the day. Go back through and look at a couple of these houses. You can go a month back, 2 months back. I mean, because at the end of the day, even if it's 2 or 3 months back, that gives people time to move in, settle everything, and then you send these out. So what's happened is you sold a house 3 months ago, for example, and you haven't touched base with this person after you close the house, but all of a sudden they just got 30 to 40 letters from their neighbors, and each one of those letters has your name on the bottom, your logo on the bottom. And so there you're kind of cementing yourself as their agent. And they're like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. This was a great thing he did.
So when we do that, what would you put in the body of the letter?
In the body of the letter?
Yeah.
Like that you send to the people? Or are you talking about that? Okay. So to the neighbors, right?
Right.
Okay, this is what I would say in the neighbors. I'm going to shoot off the top of my head here. Hey, neighbor, whatever, however you want to start.
Hang on. What do we write another letter for the neighbor, or the neighbor does that?
You're not writing
We're
anything.
just giving them a stamped envelope.
What you're going to do, no. What you're going to do is you're going to order a postcard that says welcome home on it, okay?
Okay.
That's all. And it's going to have little lines on it for them to write a message, right?
Got it. And that's what we're sending in the letter.
That's all. You're not going to write any note. You're not going to write anything. It's just going to say welcome home. You're going to let the neighbors write their notes.
I got it. Okay.
Only note that you're writing is to the actual neighbor.
Hang on a sec. Right.
All right. So you're farming the neighborhood of a sold,
that you just sold.
something I just sold, okay?
Mhm.
And in that letter, there's going to be a pre-stamped postcard that says "Welcome home" for the neighbors to fill in.
Yep.
And it's already stamped going to
The house you just sold.
new sale.
Mhm.
And we're going to write a letter to the neighbor and say, hey, Joe Blow, I just sold your neighbor's new house. Here's a little postcard you could send to them and welcome them to the neighborhood. Right, Ryan?
I'm trying to make it easy for all the neighbors to connect. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And the end of that letter is where you're asking for business, but not asking for it. As a courtesy to the neighborhood, I'm offering anyone that calls me or emails me here a free market analysis on their property, so you'll know what your home is worth in today's market. Also, if you've ever thought about selling, I'd love to speak to you and show you how I got your neighbor's house sold so fast.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here's the beautiful part. That's not, let's say that you represent the buyer and you sold that listing, right?
Yep.
You send this letter out. Now, let's say that you worked with the seller. Still going to do it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because at the same time, the moment that deal closes, whoever had the buyer, their agency agreement's terminated, right?
Right.
At that point, the time of close, at the time of execution of contract and close, their agency agreement's terminated. So now they're nobody's client. And all you're doing is welcome them to the neighborhood. And so now, even if they had another agent, let's say their other agent, they really didn't like him, he got the deal done, but whatever, and he hasn't called them back. And a couple weeks from now, all of a sudden, you are popping up in their mailbox, and they keep those cards. If anybody comes over and sees those cards, your name's going to be on it, not, John Smith, the real estate agent that didn't call back. So
Right.
I want you to do it either way, because either whether you represent the buyer or the seller, those letters go out. We're getting business from the neighborhood.
I follow. You follow?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And another one, I'm going to give you another. I don't know if we spoke about this either, so it's been a little bit, but did we talk about welcome home parties? Not welcome home parties, but closing parties for your buyers?
No.
Okay. This is something I used to do back when, believe it or not, when I was 21, 22. Something when I got into the business and I was trying to do something a little different. And it's starting actually to come back around. People are starting to do it again, and it's starting to get kind of popular in different areas. I'm starting to see students do it. As soon as we close on a house and I represent the buyer, okay, I call the buyer. Once we're done, I tell the buyer, I say, look, I appreciate, everything. I appreciate you using me. I would love to throw you a homewarming party. Okay. What I'll do is I'll provide the food, and see, I might have my lender do it too. I'm gonna call my lender that worked on the deal and say, hey, we did this. Let's close and gift. Let's get more business off this. Okay. So I'll say, would you like me to do like a cookout, or I could do like, I could even go to Subway, get whatever you want. I'll do. If you want to do a cookout with hot dogs and hamburgers, you got a grill, I'm going to cook them out. I'll provide the food and I'll serve everybody. All I need from you is a list of everyone that you want to invite to this thing with their names and addresses. Okay. They give you a list of names and addresses. And what are you going to do? You're going to send them an email from Doug, Realtor, Richard, Realtor. Send out and say, look, your neighbor, your friend John Smith just closed on his house, and he wanted me to personally invite you to his housewarming party that we'll be throwing. It'll be this date at this time. Please message back an RSVP. There'll be food and drinks. We'd love to see you there. I can't wait. I hope to have the opportunity to meet you. Send that letter out. Make those calls. You get those back. Now all of a sudden you're touching all of his friends and family. So usually we ask them to do that for us, but now we step in and we do it ourselves without them knowing what we're doing. Okay. So the night of the party, you get there, you get set up, cook some food, you figure out what the situation is, whether it's wine, beer, or whether it's no alcohol at all. You just get everything together for these folks. Okay. And then you cook for them, and then you hang out and you meet everyone in the party. Cause I guarantee you 60% of the people there are going to talk to you about real estate. When they meet you, they're going to walk up all, you know how it does. They walk up kind of quiet. They, hey, I heard the market's crazy right now. And you start talking about it and you get them excited and find out what they want, whether it's to buy or sell. That's going to happen all night. That is, whenever I was 21, 22 and I didn't have a 4-year-old and I was, I would do those all the time, man. And I had a blast doing them. I love grilling out, meeting people. Most of my clients, we're it's kind of a rural area out here, so most of them are cool. We'd have a beer, we'd sit down. It was just a cool experience, and I got a ton of business off of it. So it's an idea that y'all may want to take into consideration for yourselves out there, and it may be something that you do a little more classier than beer. You bring a couple bottles of wine and do something different, but it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, hot dogs and hamburgers are what we did out here. It's just a grill out or whatever. Or you can cook something. If y'all are a cook, you want, you know, throw your hat in the ring there, do whatever. Make sure that lender pays for a good portion of it, pays for at least half of it. So now it's not that expensive of a deal, and you have a lender there, and y'all kind of team up. Y'all walk in, you have that synergy. People are going to want to work with you. They're going to want to talk about buying if they haven't bought. They're going to be jealous that their brother bought a house and they still haven't bought one. You know, they're going to be jealous that their cousin has a house and they still don't have one, and you're there to help them get to that point.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. All right. So there we go. So there's some ideas to let's get started prospecting, and also on these closings that are coming up, it gives you something to pick up business off these closings. That's the main thing. You know, closing's great. We get money. That's awesome. But that is, you know, out of the list of reasons that I have for a closing, getting paid is like number 5 on the list. You know what I'm saying? First one is to meet a new client. Second one is to meet all my clients, friends, and family. You know what I'm saying? Third one is to market it, to be able to pick up more business. And then we close on it and I get paid. That's the byproduct. Okay. So that's what we need to think on every single closing. I have a listing. How am I going to hinge this listing to get 10 more listings? How am I going to use this to get this much more business? If you have that in your mind every single day, when you sit down, you're going to blow 2018 out of the water.
Right on.
Okay.
That's good.
What questions do y'all have for me? I like to leave the end of our call for y'all to talk to me and tell me what questions you have and so forth.
You're going to send us the YouTube thing to rewatch this and letters and everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm good.
The last call we did, Ryan, back in September, do you remember what we were supposed to do? Do you remember? Because that's when my mom went haywire in and out of the hospital.
I'll tell you this. I was kind of experimenting at that time with my Google Hangouts. I'm working to see how I can make it work best for me. I have that video too. I'll send it to you as well.
That would be awesome, because I know we talked about some good stuff.
Yeah, I went through last night and I saw it and I was like, holy crap, it recorded good. So I kind of went through it to prepare. I want to go through and be able to prepare and make sure we don't miss anything either. So I'll send you both those calls, and that way y'all can look at them. Okay?
That's great, because I know we covered a lot of good ground that day. Right. And we wrote a lot of good ideas, and we talked quite a bit. So that was my concern. And with our office, I'm telling you, dude, I ain't kidding you. For the last month and a half, it's been a nightmare there, because they're remodeling the entire office.
Wow.
And it's just chaos. Yeah. I stay here and work at my house because it's so bad. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
Yeah. Fortunately, the painting is pretty much over, but for days they were using primer on the walls and everything.
Oh, it was brutal.
Oh my God. You know, you go and I can't take this. We're out of here.
In 5 minutes, it was that bad.
Walk out with a paint buzz and try to go sell houses.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll send you these two. And right now, while we're on this call, today's the 8th, so I'm scheduled for the 22nd.
Okay.
Phone call. We'll do it 9 o'clock. If y'all get it this time, we'll do 9 o'clock on the 22nd. If something comes up, again, I'm flexible. The guys just say, hey guys, hey Ryan, we have a closing at this time. I can't do it. I want to, you know, really the only reason I want to see it is because of closings or money making things. But at the same time, if we have to move it, we can. But otherwise, let's be the 22nd here. Okay.
22nd, 9 a.m.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome, gents. I'll get this out. Give me about 10 minutes. This thing will load through YouTube, and then give me the link, and I'll have it out to you. All right.
All right. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, gentlemen. Have an awesome day.
You too.